idea for the DID awareness walk, I'm really loving this. If possible, and depending how many people actually attend and show up, of course, have something for them to grab, some kind of stimming toy, a stress ball, or like one of the little other thingy bobbers I have. I'm picturing them in my mind, I forget the name of them. But use them for a variety of things. One, for the gift of sanity portion of the movement, which I definitely want to announce. I haven't written it in my speech yet. I need to figure out how to tie that in, probably at the end. A nice little something to leave them with, kind of a food for thought thing. It could be that could be the call to action, since there's not a lot of physical action to take at this particular time. And so to use them and be like, okay, squeeze this, feel this, do whatever, the stimming thingy is, and, push the peas out of the pot or whatever it is. And then, to basically say, now what do you feel like? Describe the experience. And so that invites mindfulness, which will help them engage their higher consciousness and their increased ability to think as a, evolved human being. And then, basically explain that when there's a certain level of dissociation, the ability to feel textures and stuff is gone, which is why stimming can help bring us back when we're really dissociated. But it can be very uncomfortable and terrifying to not be able to feel things on your own skin, to not be able to feel texture, to not be able to, engage with that portion of reality effectively. And so it can be for that. And then it could also be for the portion of the speech that's talking about left and right brain activity. And we can do the whole, squeeze it with your right hand, 5 times or whatever. Okay, you just stimulated your left brain, and now do the same thing with your right hand, and blah, blah, blah. And okay, or your left hand, sorry, and you just stimulated your right brain. And just to engage them in actually absorbing the information, because I am not about to put my all into a speech to have people walk away not actually learning something. And I know it's hard to actually learn something just from one instance. So the hope is to have a way to engage them while I'm talking, which is hard for me to do because of the dissociation. So it's going to be a challenge. I'm going to have to pre-plan it really well so I'm able to show up for it despite my own anxieties and things. I'm getting anxious just thinking about it. And then have a takeaway, have a sheet for them to take home that has a bullet point summary of my extensive 10-minute, 5-minute talk, whatever it ends up being. And then the little call to action, a reminder, hashtag the gift of sanity, the ability to do all these things, blah, 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 list all the things that the nervous system affects and things that sanity affects as well. Those are kind of separate. A sanity could be an addition to what isn't going on in the nervous system. Sorry, it's starting to rain, and so we're switching. We did an intense brain experiment this morning, so we're pretty out of it. But good ideas are flowing nonetheless, and I am grateful for that. Thankful for Source. So, yeah, and then to have a takeaway, so to engage them while I'm talking and engage them while we're walking. The hope is to do this discussion before the walk so that people can talk about the topic while we're walking. I know it's not what everybody's going to be talking about the whole time, but if a few people are talking about it some of the time, we will count that as a win. And you'll have to remind me of that, because I know I set really high expectations in the really far crevices of the back of my mind. And it leaks out into my emotional experience of the world. But if a few people are talking, that is still better than nothing, and we have to celebrate that. And then to have a paper for them to take home, and that can be something they pick up at the end of the walk, so they don't have to carry it. So, if there's someone who doesn't want to walk, they could man that table. Otherwise, actually, I assume there's always somebody who doesn't want to walk. It's totally allowed. Whoever doesn't want to walk could man the table, or, someone gets tired and turned back. That can be the communing spot. So maybe we can set it up near some picnic tables and maybe under an overhang in case it rains or something. Hopefully it won't rain, actually. I don't even want to jinx that. It's raining now, that's why I thought of that. But anyway, that's all. We're just continuing to talk because flight parts are still present from yesterday, and it's messing with our ability to disconnect once we start something. But stimming toys, if we could have a stimming toy that they take home with them, and they could even use it while they walk, or like put it in their car or whatever before we walk, that would be cool. Or yeah, I guess we could hand out the handouts at the beginning and people could just put it in their car before we go. I just didn't want people having to walk back and forth. I want to make it as well planned as possible, like smoothly flowing, so people say, oh, that event went well. Like that was an event worth going to, because I want this to be an annual thing and I want people to come back next year. So anyway, that's the hope and all, and I'll have to figure out I'll have to rest my voice the day before, maybe the day, 2 days, 2 solid 48 hours, days before that event, so I can effectively like project my voice, because we're not having a microphone or anything, and I have no idea how many people are coming. We haven't promoted it because we wanted to figure out if we could rent the space, and I guess you don't need a permit for that spot, but it still makes me nervous. I like to be so official about things, and when my dissociation is bad and I'm relying on others, it makes me so nervous, because I'm like, if something goes wrong, it's beyond my control. Learning to be okay with it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this idea. I love to share these things and hear feedback, because I have a million, kabillion, quadrillion ideas, quite frankly, and I never know which ones to pursue, and that is the biggest headache of all, just not knowing where to place my focus when there's so many different areas I could be working on and investing in and stuff. So just let me know what you guys think of this, and it would be so extra majorly badass if we got some kind of stimming toy that had dissociative identity movement on it, or hashtag DID or something, or mosaic mind pride, or one of the phrases that we use, or even just DID awareness or something like that on like a stress ball or some kind of stimming toy. I don't know how expensive that would be, but we could use part of the budget from the donations I've received. Thank you so much, Soul Friends, for empowering us forward. In theory, we could use a portion of that. I believe I still have that chunk set aside for the movement. I'll have to check. I know things have been tough here, but anyway, we're just rambling now. We're gonna go. Let me know what you guys think. I love you.